The second step of a proper cybersecurity approach is adjustments. Once you've had the risk assessment, you have your management plan, you know where your deficiencies are, which could be in a number of different areas. But the first thing you need to realize is there is no single magic bullet that will give you one-step cybersecurity. It's a layered approach. It goes through a number of different areas and starts with your email. Keep in mind, 91% of the ransomware attacks come in a camouflaged email. It then stops in the best technical area to key in on, and that's a good, proper firewall. And not the type of firewall you may have gotten from your internet connector where it's both a router and a firewall. No, there's multiple classes of firewalls. The type you need is at least a business class firewall. And that will provide you some of the best technical security you can get for filtering out different types of malicious software and viruses before they ever even get into your network. And ironically, this is an area that we find when we do multiple years of assessments that people might actually purchase a good, proper business class firewall, but then let the security subscription lapse. It's important to understand that one of the advantages of a business class firewall is the active security subscription. That puts the fact that each one of these manufacturers continue to push out filters to the most recent threat that's out there. If you let the subscription lapse, the effectiveness of your firewall becomes null and void. Now, beyond the firewall, next stop in a layered approach would be a good antivirus. You need that on every single computer where protected health information is stored. Specifically, and of course, for sure, on your server. You need to have a good antivirus, anti-malware on that. And again, like with the firewall, that it has a security subscription that you have to keep up to date. If you do, they push out updates on the most known threats and again, increase your protection. Also, layering into this would be the types of training that your staff has had. Again, remember, they are a very, very integral part to the defense of your data. Ransomware, again, comes in through emails. Somebody is trusting a camouflaged email from someone they believe they trust, a company or a person, and they're enticed into clicking on a link or downloading something. Good training from that staff members will teach them how to avoid inadvertently tripping into a ransomware attack. Now, also it's important to keep your Windows updates up to date. That is becoming more important as there's more threats where Windows systems are being taken advantage of that don't keep their Windows updates up to date. That needs to be run on a regular basis. Keep in mind, a vast majority of those updates are security patches that Windows puts out to known areas that they can improve the security of your Windows. Finally on this layer is a good backup and disaster recovery plan. Now, traditional backups are now actually targeted by your ransomware attacks, as seen in an IBM report on small and medium businesses that were hit by ransomware, where 70% of their backups failed them. A lot of times the backups now get caught up in these types of attack. Now, proper assessment will show you the type of recovery time you should expect with the backup system that you presently have. You should very much look at a backup system, which is called a BDR, a backup disaster recovery system that sits outside your Windows system and presently has not been affected by ransomware and can get you up and running in a matter of minutes, not hours or days. So again, a layered approach starting from before anything can get into your system with your email provider through a firewall, which is very important to have, antivirus, emails, proper training, backup, disaster and recovery. By laying all of those on, the chances of avoiding or at least mitigating the problems of a ransomware attack is greatly improved.